What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Zeke Dawg, and I'm back with another video. Man, so I've gotten off the road for the weekend. I am in Indianapolis, Indiana for the 2024 National PROC, P-R-O-C. It's a biker convention. It goes on every year for the last 20 years, and it's usually in January. They do a different city every year. So this is the second time I've been to the PROC, man, and we're gonna turn up, we're gonna have fun, go to the seminars and lessons and sessions and things going on, but it's gonna be a relaxing week. I need it after all the snow and the drama with the loads that I done went through. So I'm finna shut down. I'm gonna show you around. Alright, dog team, so man, this is the room. Got the little mini fridge. Oh, yes sirree. Hold up, let me stop back here. Got my closet. I know y'all probably like Zeke Dawg, we can't see in the closet, but this knows the closet and a robe. Y'all see it. Y'all see it, boy. Alright, so K-cup. I was looking. Let's just regular coffee. Alright, they didn't have any kings available or left when I booked. So one of these will be storage for probably this one. This one will be storage for my luggage. And man, check out the view. This is nice. This is real nice. My cousin, he stays like right over there. I don't know if y'all remember me doing a rooftop video with a pool a few months back. That's where my cousin lives. So yeah, man. But yeah, this is the room. Oh yeah, brought my laptop where I can edit some videos. And oh man, tearing some stuff up. Yep, so let me go and get a drink in my system and we're gonna be good. You know what? I didn't show y'all the bathroom because I didn't see the bathroom. Okay. Alright. Shut up. Oh, that is a nice shower. These glasses are the same size, yeah. So I need to rinse out this glass. Even though they look clean, I'll never be trusting. It could be dust in there. It could actually be clean, but just have a little dust in there. So I need a cup bigger than this. I left my tumbler in my truck, even though I told myself, Zeke, get your cup, man. Get your cup. You know what I didn't do? I didn't get my cup. So this is what we gonna do. We gonna start out with a little bit of old Don, my boy Don. We gonna start out with him. It's such a small cup, like, bruh, I need way more than this to get my day started. But damn, this is all we got. Oh yes, tequila. Okay, okay, all right, and we're gonna do a little OJ, a little juice with it, and then we're gonna come back. Hold up, we ain't through yet. We're gonna come back with some pineapple juice. You like what? Orange juice and pineapple? Yup, you can't go wrong with pineapple in anything. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. That's gonna be it. That's the one. All right, dog team, man. Meet and greet is all over now, and it is time to start getting to the business of this conference, the 2024 National PROC, the PROC. So, let y'all see, we got the PROC up here, professional conference. Yeah. So we got our guest speakers up, sitting up front. Yeah. And right now, it's still not even full in here. Everybody, I see a lot of people downstairs trying to get coffee. I stood in the line, but I was like, no, I ain't. I'm not gonna wait an hour for Starbucks. Now, I'm not that guy. I eat as bad as I need it. I'm not gonna wait an hour for Starbucks. All right, come on through. Soldiers United. Y'all always reading people patches. But so far, man, it's been a pretty good weekend. Met and re-met people that I ain't seen in a long time. So it's always good to be at these events. But like I said, man, now it's time to get down to the business of what the PROC is about. And then once that's all over, man, we're gonna wrap it up with a party at the end. And if I already put the other video clip in there with the meet and greet party, that was like a prequel party. That wasn't even the party. So, you know, we always make sure we do biker business, but then we do biker activities. So, yeah, the party is the activity. But I come here for the business part of it.
Everybody in here braved the waters. They braved the snow, they braved the air, because I kept hearing airplanes was doing circles and shit trying to get back through here. Say we couldn't, you can get in clear, but you couldn't get out from where y'all was coming from. My bad, we got good weather. It's cold, but it's good weather for those that really ride. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? Ain't no snow, ain't no ice, ain't no slush on the ground. And we here. Thank everybody that showed up. And everybody from that town, please stand up. That's in this building right now. Everybody from Indiana, please stand up. Okay, everybody else must still be asleep. I see you, no haters. I see you, independents. I see you, Rough Riders 317. All right, where my Ohio people at? There we go. Come on, Ohio. Y'all people still sleep too, so you get rest. We don't get up till 12. You know what I'm saying? Where my Illinois people at? Now see how I say Illinois? What if I say Chicago? We gonna start calling it Illinois, Chicago instead of Chicago, Illinois. You know what I mean? Man, where Gary at? That's little Chicago. That's what I'm talking about. Any Packer fans in here? Yeah. Sucks to be off. Here, thank you very much. Now, many of us already know this next speaker. He's been on the set for 25 years, all over the country. He's a student of the MC culture. He's been in every position in the club, and nowadays he's the student that became the teacher. He's VP of Abate for the Boneyard chapter in Pasco County in Florida. He He's the first black chairman of the West Florida Council of Clubs. He's the president of Region 6 for the NCOM, which is the National Coalition of Motorcyclists. He's the host of the Big Boneyard Biker Podcast on YouTube, the 1% Liaison in Florida for Outcast MCs. By all means, everybody give a round of applause for Big Bone.
Yeah, well, hey, we're going to give you a check for that thing you said in a minute. Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm a Big Bone 1%er, and I am an alcoholic. Oh, wait, no. My bad. Wrong meeting. Hey, first of all, I want to tell the folks from the PROC, Foxy, man, thank y'all for having me back here again this year. I appreciate it, being able to connect and kind of chop it up with everybody that's here and share some things and get some things shared with me. It's a blessing. I appreciate it. It's a benefit for all of us. And all of us is kind of what I'm going to talk about a little bit today. And I'm going to keep Foxy runs a tight ship, so let me just get right to it. So I have this podcast called The Big Boneyard. And the last episode of The Big Boneyard, we was talking about, I think it was called, in my notes, it was called Making Your MC Bulletproof. How your club wins in 2024. And y'all are gonna notice, for those of y'all that know me, you know I speak in the plural a lot. It's a we thing, not a me thing, you know what I mean? And that's the ideology that a lot of us, especially on the black set, that's something that we really gotta embrace. And a lot of folks over the past year, we've been seeing a lot of that from the top down, so to speak. We're doing a lot of that. A lot of folks are shocked and amazed that, man, did you see so-and-so, damn, they getting wrong, you know? But guess what? That's kind of what we're supposed to do. There's a huge benefit in us getting on the same page, but I say all that to say this. The PRO, this is the 20th anniversary of the PROC, and that's a big deal when we think about where it came from. The PROC started, back in 2004, and I was in the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps started in the I had to do it. But the Marine Corps, as for those of us that know, we started in a bar called Tun Tavern in Philadelphia back in 1775. That's like a thing with us, right? The PROC started in a bar in Philadelphia in 2004. So I loved the PROC before I knew what the PROC was, right? And, but the thing about it was, when it started, about 100 or so. There's still some folks around. They call them PROs, public relations officer. That's the person in the club. Those of y'all don't know, this person in the club is supposed to know about everything that's going on and to put out info about everything you got going on. And by default, chapter president, no matter what club, chapter president was the default PRO for your club. So that first meeting, a bunch of folks got together, some chapter presidents, they exchanged some ideas. They said, well, here's how we do it in our area. Protocol says this, and the history is that. And they exchanged a bunch of ideas. It was, less than 100 folks. And then the next year, some more folks came. And the next year, some more folks came. And it went from being the PRO convention to being the PROC and turning into what it is today. We got folks that come in with sponsors and folks from all over North America. There's folks from Canada here. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. We see that, and that's why we come out to this thing every year. The important thing about the PROC is that when folks come here, you get to seriously, you have a good time. And don't get me wrong, it's a hellfire party this year, right? But you get to learn stuff and take that back to wherever you came from. If you're a sergeant arms, you're gonna learn about that. If you're a chapter president, you're gonna learn about that. If you need to know how to something legal, you're gonna learn about that. So the PROC does that in a big way. But the PROC, as wonderful as it is, we only do that once a year. It's a lot of different clubs. You got 11 months and 3 weeks going on that you're not at the PROC, right? And people forget about that stuff. Sometimes they forget. But here's the thing, there's other organizations that are doing stuff 12 months out of the year all the time. Yeah, they have a convention, but all year long they're doing stuff. ABATE, Jay will tell you, ABATE's doing their thing all the time. INCOM is doing stuff all the time because INCOM is made up of what they call the COCs. And so to jump into that part of it, and this is all gonna make sense in a minute, I promise you. But so what happens is, so there's PROC, but then there's the COCs. The COCs started in 1986 in Vegas, where a bunch of folks that's wearing some jewelry, kind of like mine, got together because they figured, man, we're making these lawyers rich, we're keeping the judges busy, and we're making the cops happy, and we got to get on the same page about some stuff. So in 1986, some of these cats that had their own documentary on gangland decided, man, let's get together for 5 minutes. We ain't going, no rah-rah shit, but let's figure out some stuff. And that started the first council of clubs or confederation of clubs, depending on what state you're in. And now there's a COC, at least one in damn near every state that there is. I'm from Florida, so we're a big state, so we have three main COCs and a couple of smaller ones. The importance of the COCs is kind of like this. I'm gonna run over some stuff. So what happens in the COCs, first of all, it's made up of clubs in your area. There's X number of clubs, and a lot of places you can't be on the set unless you talk to the COC. And typically the COC has a dominant sitting as the chair, but that's neither here nor there. That's not a hard, fast rule. But what happens is you got all these clubs to get together to make their thing better and to make their community better. And when I say their thing better, I'm talking about all kinds of different stuff. Like, for example, in Florida, to give you an idea, all right, in Florida.
With a passion for motorcycles. He's been on the scene for over 30 years. He is also the speaker of Black Dragon TV, biker news that you can trust. And I've been watching this for a long time because I didn't got to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bring up Black Dragon and his liking.
I want to give honor and thanks to God, to whom all blessings flow. I want to thank you all for making Black Dragon Biker TV the #1 biker news show in all the world. 8 years we've been doing this. Almost 400,000 subscribers across YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Almost 20 million views a week. We've talked to a billion people now, or 500,000 people 10 times, something like that. Thank you guys for that. I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna try to say a lot. We have witnessed an amazing thing today. We've witnessed Sit down.
Remind me not to make noise.
Sit down. Today we see Outcast, Thunderdog, Sin City. Who else? 1% motorcycle clubs sitting in the same room, hugging each other and carrying on. If I thought I would ever see that in my lifetime. Now you guys know I don't bring no BS. I've been in a whole lot of trouble with some of these same clubs. And I don't bring no BS. I have talked to the tops of these clubs. And they have told me this is for real. Now we're gonna see, but it looks like it's real. Thunderguard and Wheels of Soul had a party in South Carolina last weekend. The thing was packed out. It looked like a mini roundup over there. I have said to them, if you build it, they will come. Mm-hmm. Boy, what's it like to walk in here and we don't have to turn around and, oh, hell no, I'm not here. So I had a speech plan, and Foxy told me she wanted me to do the history of motorcycles and development. And I'm going to take this somewhere. I was up all night working on this, and I had an idea for where's that clicker thing? That is this it? Where's that? How you work? Okay, go back. All right. Oh, there we go. All right. I had an idea of what I was going to do, and I could see a big old thing there I can talk to. They got this little thing. Oh, people that are 60, we can't use this little thing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the definition of motorcycle clubs, the history of them, where they come from. We're going to try to cover this very fast, but you'll be able to read this if you want one of these. And for those of you ladies who get the Social Club Bible, this is all in there. So, what brought this all together? Why are we all sitting here? Because these brothers out here, right, ride and love motorcycles, or want to ride a motorcycle, or used to ride a motorcycle, or dream about riding a motorcycle, or want to be with somebody who rode a motorcycle. But we're all out here because we love the iron, the steel, the bugs in our teeth, the wind in our faces, the freezing cold. We're weird. We like this. We love this. And we love the hassle from the people, from the weird people that we deal with, that we call family, that none of us can stand. So there's something wrong with us, but we're in it all together. And what brought us all together, wow. So let's talk about first, what's a motorcycle? Some of you guys, feelings gonna be hurt. Motorcycle, motorbike, or trike. A motorcycle is defined as a 2 or 3 wheel vehicle, a 2 or 3 wheel vehicle that you sit on like a saddle and steer with handlebars. That's a motorcycle. I know that's gonna hurt some people's feelings. That's a motorcycle. And that's what brought us all together. I put up there all the places that define motorcycles in case y'all don't believe me. Now, I talk about what a motorcycle is because that's what brought us all together. The first motorcycles appeared in the United States in 1866, following the invention of the bicycle. Bicycle was developed in 1817. By 1866, we have a motorcycle. It was a steam-powered motorcycle called the Mouche-Haru Steam Velocipede. Looked like a bicycle with with the bicycle things, what do you call it, pedals? It had pedals and everything. It was powered by steam. Now the funny thing about it, it was made in France. The guy who actually invented it, his person, one of his people that worked for him, brought it over here and claimed the patent on it. And that's how it got here. But it was steam powered. Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach in Germany were credited with inventing the first internal combustion petroleum-fueled motorcycle in 1885. It was called the Daimler Riedwagen. That was 1894. Very interesting how these things came about. Gottlieb and Daimler came up with this. It was the first internal combustion petroleum-fueled motorcycle by 1885. 1894, we got to see what we call this assembly line of motorcycles. Roughly 80 years after the first motorcycle came out. 9 years later, before that, let's say 1901, we got to see the invention of the Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and we got to see the invention of the Indian motorcycle. Both survived the Depression. Almost no motorcycle companies did. Harley went on to have this great name. Indian faltered after a while, but was bought again by Polaris in about 2011. During the Japanese motorcycle bike phenomenon called the Universal Japanese Motorcycle, we got to see much better built motorcycles in terms of dependability, and that's what a lot of my guys rode. The KZ1000Rs, the Z1s, and all those things. In 1880s, manufacturers began to diversify, building incredible street legal platforms, racing bikes, and by 1974, Honda introduced the biggest motorcycle in the world, the Goldwing. Now, it's an interesting thing that is the history of motorcycles. Of course, there were some other ones in there, some UK motorcycles and stuff, and then we got the crotch rockets and so forth and so on. But it's important to know the history of motorcycles because that's the history of what brought us all together. That's why we're here, for the love of the motorcycle, not all this other BS that's been attached. Motorcycle clubs started first by riding enthusiasts in the early 1900s. Come on, man, this is, like right after the cowboy days. They formed groups of recreationists. Here's the bad thing, right? They were split. We had the Jim Crow laws and stuff like that. So you had the white set that you hear about and the black set that you never heard about. But we were all brought together by exploration, motorcycle racing, community-based groups, giving, and shared mechanical knowledge. These were the early things that started motorcycle clubs. It was actually motorcycle manufacturers, however, that put together this idea of supporting the first clubs. Motorcycle manufacturers doing the same thing that Harley and Polaris do now. So taking these, dealerships and turning them into places where we can hang out, throw our parties, stuff like that. They were hip to this game a long time ago. Let's sell the adventure, let's give them a place to hang out, and they'll come. They build it around product development, promotions, advertising, sponsorships, support, dealer networks, technical support, and they would throw these parties. And when we would come to these parties, they would give us, you guys may have heard this before, awards for best dressed biker group, awards for longest distance travel, awards for most, but that came from somewhere. It came from manufacturers trying to make money on us. Another thing, manufacturers help define women's roles in motorcycle clubs. This is gonna hurt some feelings. Motorcycle clubs didn't start out as man's clubs. Motorcycle clubs started out, they were trying to make money. They had the advertisements, a man on a motorcycle in a club and a woman on a motorcycle in a club right next to them, riding in men and women motorcycle clubs. Some of the biggest 1% nations had full packs, 1% women. That all changed a little later. 1900 brings the first MC. 1910. We're talking just 6-7 years after the motorcycle became like mass produced. The first documented motorcycle club in the United States was the Yonkers Motorcycle Club. It was first a bicycle club. Before that, a lot of people think that was the first motorcycle club, but Europe had one that was before. They're always proud to tell us they had one that was 3 years before this one. Now, here's an interesting thing. During World War I, motorcycle clubs became connected to veterans. Veterans played a crucial role in military operations. Many of the veterans rode motorcycles and stuff in the war. So when they came back, so understand, motorcycle clubs initially were these family things where people were riding around having a good time. When the vets started getting involved, motorcycle clubs became this thing where they needed each other for like combat fatigue. You guys know what that is? Post-traumatic stress disorder. They didn't have a word for that back then. So we would not only have this connection for riding, but we have this connection for mental health, where we needed each other. And all you military guys know. I heard those military folks. No, somebody accused me of profiling yesterday, and she was right. I heard the raggedy devil dog screaming a minute ago. United States Navy ain't gonna quit. Yes, here. Thank you, my brother. These guys, one Marine, first to try, first to die. I said, but anyway. Oh, there's some army here too, right? Foxhole rollers. And we don't want to talk about the part-time military, the Air Force, but we but we had these bonds, and the military connection, I didn't mean to say military conviction, I was tired last night. The military connection of vets to the MCs came because we needed that camaraderie when we got back, men and women, all of us. So look here, this thing we're talking about, ABA, things like that this came way long time ago. About the time that they established motorcycle clubs, we realized we needed help. Why? Because they were making laws against us. One of the first things that brought together FAM, and let me see, there was a few, but one of the first ones was FAM, 1903. So the first motorcycle club came out, and right next to it, right after it, just almost immediately after, came FAM. The formation of FAM can be traced back to that New York Motorcycle Club, whose members in early 1903 saw the need for a national motorcycle organization because New York enacted a law requiring the registration of motorcycles as motor vehicles. Coming after our money using the government already. So we've been fighting with these. The MA and ATA, M and ATA, they were formed. And then the American Motorcycle Association, one of the biggest ones, was formed in about 1924 to help regulate, but we heard that familiar cry of Jim Crow. Their thing said for whites only. So we couldn't be involved. So what did we do? What did we do? What we did was we started the Black Motorcycle Senate. We established our own rules, the way we wanted to play, regardless of whether y'all want to let us play or not. Even the AMA has on their website this thing that shows the whites only, 1930s. It was horrible. But it never stopped us. It never stopped us for, you know, they wouldn't even sell us motorcycles. Even in 1986, I couldn't buy a Harley up in Oceanside, and I was in the military. They would say, why don't you go get another Suzuki like you're already riding? Did that stop us? I had brothers that would send white cats in and buy the Harley for them, give them the money. You guys remember that? And you guys know that? Am I lying? No, I know that. Prior to the acceptance of black members from 1920 to 1950, somewhere in 1950, but there were some. There was a black guy who got in. He was a hill climber. I forget his name, it's on here. William V. Johnson. He evaded the watch-only restriction, and he was able to do this. So this idea of blessings, this didn't start with the 1%ers. Blessings came from the AMA. Either you were an AMA-sanctioned club or you were an outlaw. Outlaw to the AMA, which meant all black clubs in the United States of America were outlaw clubs and mixed-race clubs. All those clubs were not able to play. In 1995, President Edward Youngblood said, as a consequence of our racist policies from 1924 to 1950, blacks will always be underrepresented in the AMA. How many of you all belong to the AMA? I guess we're still underrepresented. Has that stopped us?
Nope.
But they are reaching out now. We're hearing from them because look how powerful we are. The community support, despite the economic challenges of the, okay, so 1930s and 1940s, what happened when motorcycle clubs? They started getting bigger, stronger. They supported the community, World War, the Great Depression. Motorcycle clubs were given during the Great Depression. What were we doing? There was no stuff for us. There was no square meal deal and all of that. So our motorcycle clubs were fighting for our communities. Boy, somebody didn't get knocked out. Sit down. So the post-war disillusionment. So after World War II, you had a lot of guys that were coming back and they were just disillusioned after the war, right? So that's what you hear about, the military vets coming in. We saw this after World War I and we saw this after World War II, where the military vets would come in and they would be quite upset because of their disillusionment to the war, things going on in the war. They came in and they gave us the structure that we see today in motorcycle clubs. The, you know, the road captains and stuff like that. And we saw the emergence of outlaw motorcycle clubs. This is still in about the 30s and 40s. Now, interesting, like I said, Outlaw Motorcycle Club could mean a couple things. It didn't mean outlaw according to the law. It meant outlaw to the AMA. It could be, and so these outlaw clubs came from a lot of soldiers and stuff. AMA was all about racing, having fun, making money, and paying them money. These guys came in for brotherhood. They came in to help each other out mentally. They weren't interested in all that stuff. So they were outlawed. And so we saw the rise of them. They gained notoriety for their defiance of societal norms and their association with criminal activities, some. But criminal activities was like having a fight in a city called Hollister, something like that. This is what caused them to be criminals. Do you guys know the Fonz was an outlaw? Some of y'all too young to know who the Fonz is. Hey. I knew that. The Fonz was an outlaw. And he was considered a big thug. We would laugh at that right now. The Hollister riot, let's talk about that. 1947. So this guy from a newspaper, was it Newsweek? He decided, Life, it was Life. When they had the big ones, y'all probably don't remember that either because everybody looks at everything on the phone, but he said these big old magazines. He wanted to create this big old thing. So he took some guys, one guy was a booze fighter, took pictures of them and said that there was a riot in Hollister. This thing caused this big, huge thing because it was thought of as, here come all these outlaw dudes coming into town to tear up our town. So by the 1950s and 1960s, you have this mainstream motorcycle clubs versus the outlaw motorcycle clubs. The mainstream were the AMA dudes and stuff, and the outlaws were the outlaw racing clubs, clubs that did not want to conform to those standards. And we had the growth of some of the most well-known outlaw clubs during that time. And whenever you hear about clubs in the news, back then most especially, you never heard about ours. You heard about these so-called Big Five clubs, so, you know, depending on what you want to call them, outlaws, banditos, sons of silence maybe, depending on where you are, it could be vagos or whatever, they come up with five, but we would never hear about our own. We didn't exist. It's kind of like, you guys remember the slave days? We existed. In the cowboy days, we fell off the face of the earth. Like there's none of us in cowboy movies. There was no black cowboys. We were the first cowboys, but didn't make no movies. And then we came back to Jim Crow. And it's kind of like our motorcycle clubs. Until we did the movie Biker Boys, and all of a sudden people knew, oh my gosh, there's black motorcycle clubs. So these clubs came out. They were against mainstream society, and this is where all the reputations came from. But did you know the rise of the black OMCs happened in the same time? Did you know that the 50s and 60s saw the rise of the black OMCs? This could be attributed to various factors, including social and cultural shifts, denial of membership in white motorcycle clubs, and racist admission policies. So what do? We created our own. We created our own. Social and political. Where did the black clubs come from? The black OMC clubs come from social and political climates. And I said OMCs. I'm still saying OMCs. I haven't said nothing about diamonds or 1%ers yet. Watch this now. African Americans have a long history of using motorcycles as a means of personal expression and freedom. Motorcycles provided a platform for African Americans to assert their independence. Social and political climate. We were fighting Jim Crow. We were fighting all kinds of stuff like that. So these strong, proud black brothers on motorcycles meant something to the communities that they were in. They provided a positive direction and strength. You guys don't remember the first motorcycle clubs when they would come into the neighborhood, how all the crime would drop. Do you? Who knows about that? Existing black motorcycle clubs, the influence of what I call traditional motorcycle clubs to the black OMC culture. Existing black motorcycle clubs and social organizations paved the way for the establishment of black OMCs. Clubs like the East Bay Dragons, founded in 1959. The Outcast Motorcycle Club, established in 1967 in Detroit, Michigan. 1969, ChatGPT lied to me. Where? They used to throw me all off my stuff. In Detroit, Michigan. The Chosen Few, 1959, established out in California. It was groups like, boy, that's small. Groups like the Wheels of Soul, established in 1967 in Philadelphia. Gary, Indiana, Sin City Disciples, established in 1966. These motorcycle clubs, 65. I knew that. But anyway, these motorcycle clubs established to, they set this up. Now here's some of the interesting things that happened during that time. Let's talk about the cultural impact and representation. The rise of the black OMCs had a cultural impact on us as they challenged the predominantly white narrative of outlaw motorcycle clubs. Black OMCs showcased unique style, aesthetics, contributions to the motorcycle club culture. Some of the things that they did, they enacted their own MC protocols. They demanded, here's something that some of you guys don't know, like a guy like me that started chapters up all across the United States, we would go to places where there wouldn't be any black OMCs, and we would have to deal with people that didn't really know us. What black OMCs did as they started to spread was one of the things that they did was they mandated that white OMCs deal with them when they wanted to deal with us. I can't explain to you how easy that made us have to be able, when you could deal with folks that you knew. If you had a problem with a white club, they had to contact one of these folks. These folks you knew, you grew up with. So, even as far as Canada, our bros have stood up and said, hey, you're going to have to talk to us first. So the emergence of the black OMCs played a significant role in diversifying the motorcycle club landscape and providing a space for black riders to celebrate their identity, autonomy, and brotherhood. The 1950s and 60s saw the emergence of other subcultures, like the greasers and rockers and things like that. But the strength that we got in our own community came from within ourselves. Motorcycle clubs gained popularity and culture in the 50s and 60s, and by the 70s and 80s, the big wars came about. And we started seeing our black brothers fighting one another. This also marked a series of conflicts among the big white outlaw motorcycle clubs. Then about the 70s, we saw, late 60s, 70s, we saw that actual 1% diamond come into effect. Now we heard about outlaw motorcycle clubs and troubles in the 1950s and 1940s, but that diamond came, when that diamond came, it didn't come until the 70s. Sit down, I'm not gonna tell you again, sit down. The media coverage of the Hollister incident sensationalized these events. But the most important thing to know is, it created these wars, created for us, for them, this look from law enforcement that has just crippled everything that anybody's trying to do, both on the 1% side and on the 99% side. They see us all and they paint us all with the same broad brush when they see us together. It is an interesting thing that the power that these clubs have brought for the black set. I want to tell you something that you probably didn't really focus on. This man right here is the first black COC president, chairman of Florida. You understand that when you had to go to the COC, Texas, wherever I've been, you were sitting down talking to white clubs, about whether or not they was going to let your behind in there. And now, in Florida, you're talking to a black man. Incom, another thing that he's on, Incom was all the big white motorcycle clubs. Now they are catering to the strength brought in by these brothers. This man sits on Incom. In 2020, I was the first black man to be awarded an Incom award. Now this man sits on the board. Do you see what's happening with the strength of these clubs? So what the hell happens if they actually stand together and find the peace? There's never been a black man before in charge of income, or rather a COC. This stuff is crazy. Where this can go. As a result of these wars, none of this was possible. As these folks are coming into new leadership because of law enforcement crackdowns. Hey, listen, they tried to take out a whole national motorcycle club. They tried to take their colors off their back. It was the Mongols. The Mongols paid over $1 million in attorney fees. How many of us have $1 million in our club coffers? But we could have it if we had peace. We could have it if all these brothers got together and we figured out how to make money out of what it was. What do you do for a living? Ride motorcycles. Not, oh, I go to my job, I do this, I do that, I do the other. I ride motorcycles. This is what we have the opportunity to do. If these same guys who stood up in the 50s and the 60s, some of them I was a little bit off on the dates, I apologize for that. But the 50s, those folks who stood up then, if they stand up now, look where we go. We go big. All of these subcultures, all of these things were developed 1990s to the present. I'm trying to run, I'm rushing. But all of these things that were developed have a chance if we can stand together. So I told some of the higher ups, I said, I tell you what, if you put this stuff together, you're gonna watch them. And over there in South Carolina, a place called Harleyville. Where the hell is that? Harleyville, South Carolina. What do you, just blink your eye and you're through it? They had a population of 600 people. But I tell you what, they probably had more bikers there that weekend than they had people in the whole town. They showed up and showed out. The thing to know is, right now, OMCs are seeing exponential growth, and some of the new leadership is tired of, why are we fighting people that, you guys do this in your own motorcycle clubs, right? You're angry at people that you don't even know, like, oh no, that was Uncle Titus and them. We're carrying on this beef 7 generations. This is retarded, it's ridiculous. Yes. I participated in a study when I was in 2nd grade. The teacher came in and told us we were all gonna fail this test, it was so hard. And she told the other half of us, it's the easiest test I've ever taken. And so when we took the test, the people that they told it was gonna be a horrible test, 90% of those people failed. And the kids they told it was gonna be a great test, 90% of them passed. And it was a law of expectations. If you expect great things to happen, great things will happen. So I am challenging you all. I am challenging you all to do this. I'm challenging you to expect the great things from these 1% motorcycle clubs. Yes. Walk up to them and say, I expect better. I demand better. Yes. And you give me better and I'll support you in everything that you do. If you do that, I think we're going to be able to get better. I think we're going to be able to watch this thing expand. Listen, they wouldn't sell us Harleys. How many of y'all got one? I don't ride the raggedy one. I challenge any of them to take my victory out, but anyway. Hey. I know I probably made some folks mad. Listen. They told Caesar, if you build it, they will come. He was all afraid of the taxes, the money he was going to have to spend. We still go to the Coliseum. These guys have a whole lot of bad blood they gotta figure out. They're gonna have some folks in there that not going to play nice. This is what you do. If every time they throw a party, they sell out, you know, these folks are watching big clubs come in and they ain't done nothing, that haven't done the things that they've done. My club came around in '72, we put in work. But if you came around in 2015, what work did you put in? But you're making $500,000 on a party. So you show them $500,000 a few times from now, we won't have these problems. We won't see this scourge. They got RICO, they got all kinds of stuff to stop us from doing what's in our best interest. So I'm hoping that these folks unify. I'm hoping that they get their motorcycle acts together. Because what brought us together in the first place? Why did we come together in the first place? Why did I show you all those first slides? It was the motorcycles. It was love. You know, this guy hollered out at them Raggedy Marines, and I noticed that they were all from different clubs. All from different clubs. They were brothers of blood first. Brothers of the war. Brothers of combat. Brothers of conflict. We can't be enemies of hatches. One more thing I'm going to tell you. Attorney Nolan, he didn't tell y'all like I will. Hey, he talked to about 9 or 10 people. I saw him yesterday, and they all said, oh, my 501 is correct. Everything. Then he would go pull it up, and the 501 had been abandoned or not correct or anything like that. Black folks, get your act together when it comes to your club. It is so easy to lose a club that's 50 years old or something because somebody went and stole the patent or their trademark because you didn't get it together. They put a great array of people up here. Listen to them. They're good people. Thank you for your time. God bless you all. Safe trip home. See you next year.
Before I bring us back to 2024, let's stay in this house. All right.
Simplify.
All right. Before we leave this time warp, let's stay right here for a hot second. Everybody that's 30, 40, and 50 years on the set, please stand up. Y'all stand up. Y'all please clap for these folks around the applause, please. These are my brother and two folks. Now, while y'all standing up, I want y'all to look at everybody to sit down, because again, that's the future. These are who y'all leaving it to, the ones that's sitting down. So everybody sit down. We up next. We up now. Everybody that was born in '74, stand up.
74.
Cause we about to be 50 this year, goddammit. Yeah, we OGs now, goddammit. We OGs. I ain't gonna introduce these next couple people because I can't do it properly. So I'm gonna give it up to our general manager, Foxy, because she got away with words that y'all have no idea.
Good morning, soon in the afternoon. How y'all feeling? Good. I'm so glad. Y'all look so good. I'm so glad that y'all are here with us with this history-making day forever to come. I do want to pay homage, though. 1946, where my state burners at? Let's pay homage to state burners. You know, D-Dirty just talked about the next generation. Some of you may have heard about state burners over the years. But these fellas right here, they said, you know what? It's our turn. We're gonna put state burners back on the map. So if you don't know a state burner, I need you to get to know a state burner because their history started in 1946. Some of our parents weren't even born in 1946. So thank you, fellas. And we're gonna make sure that we keep your name first and foremost because you are the historians in here. My heart lies and I have a true passion. Many of you have to have me smile at times when I'm on a mission. And I have a true passion for this motorcycle culture. And for many, many, many years, we've ridden many, many, many miles. And I've had the joy of going places and being with all of my brothers and sisters. And over the last few years, we've seen where, mentioned earlier, you come in places and some of my dominant brothers show up and we say, oh yeah, it's time to go. You only got there 5 minutes ago though. And you're like, oh yeah, they're here. Oh, Outcast, oh yeah, we got to go. Oh yeah, I don't know why they're here, we got to go. But I want you guys to understand that these men have made a commitment to the set. And I'm getting ready to introduce you to the powerhouses of Outcasts and Thunder Guards that's truly committed to making sure that we do the right thing. Now I'm gonna tell you, like I told some people yesterday, if you are in a motorcycle club, please have a motorcycle that you ride.
You gotta stand up on that one.
Okay, you're in a motorcycle club, you don't have a motorcycle? How that work? And you guys are gonna hear about this further in the president and vice president section, because I need y'all to come correct. Because y'all are leaders, and y'all falling for some of this foolery, okay? But coming to the stage next, I will reintroduce the some and present the others. Chuck, Thunder Guards. Chuck has a journey though. Chuck started riding with his dad, age of 10. Past president of Team Foul, representing my home state of New Jersey. Past president of Hot Commodities, many of you know butter. Hot Commodities, founded both in Patterson, New Jersey. He is one of the proud 11 founders of the mighty Thunder Guards north of Delaware. The first chapter to exist north of Delaware. You also see my brother right here, my black brother, Bigfoot, representing that mighty nation of Outcasts MC. And for many years, you guys have seen Outcasts at the PROC. Outcast has been that one consistent dominant that has come, supported the PROC for almost all the years we've been in existence. But I'm proud to bring back a leader of Outcast, because some of you saw this in Cherry Hill, New Jersey some years back, where we had Outcast and Wheels of Soul. We're back to the heartbeat of my passion. 2008, as Butter just mentioned. So I want to have these guys give you guys some words of wisdom and where they're taking the direction and where they're really mounting up, suiting and booting, going into these clubhouses, talking to one another about how they can bring this unity and peace back to the community. But understand, we all play a part. We all need to own and be accountable when we're not doing our part. Let's not look at it as, oh, they're coming at me. I said earlier, if you're in a motorcycle club, you need to have a motorcycle, you need to ride it. Okay? Let's not be the garage owners. Let's not be the deed owners. Let's be the riders of the motor. Okay? Otherwise, it's no harm. Step to the side. We have social club entities that you can gladly be a part of. Okay? We have something called independence that you can gladly be a part of. But let's represent the set and let's build our brands the way we once had them on the set, so that we all can exist as we do right now. We're having nothing but love amongst us. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Chuck and Bigfoot.
Good morning. I think it's good morning. Fox had us up early this morning. But we're here, me and Chuck. Chuck is my brother. And over the years, we've seen our clubs go through so much adversity with each other. So at this point, in my Outcast career and his Thunder Guard career, we got to a point where we got tired. Because at this point, no one wins. It destroys the biker community, it destroys our nations, it destroys our families, it destroys our kids. Because if we lose a brother, guess what? We're not the only ones that lost a brother. The family lost the father. The family lost the brother. The family lose their income because they gotta put their family member away. So what we want to do is bringing brotherhood back. And brotherhood just doesn't start with the patch. It starts with the motorcycle, like Black Dragon said. So we get out here and we wanna, a lot of us brothers have this testosterone that we wanna push out and shit like that. But the best testosterone to push out is the brotherhood and the love. Now, I can't sit here and tell you I don't love this brother. We're from the same turf. We're from the same turf. We're from the same set. So for me to sit here and say I don't fuck with him, I'm a liar to myself because I do fuck with him. This is my brother, and I'm not gonna change for anything. Not a thing. Because then I'm fooling myself. That's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna embrace this shit and we're gonna do it the right way. Meaning, I have an oath to my nation as well as he has an oath to his nation. And we have a leadership that's in place. Our leaders got together and we done away with the bullshit. Black Dragon asked me before we got started, how do we get this and keep this thing together? I'm a follower of my leadership. And whatever my leadership says goes. This is not an individual sport. The best thing you can do is follow and trust in your leadership. My leadership said, it's peace, and that's what the fuck it is. And it was very strange yesterday when a lot of clubs came in and they saw us sitting at the bar chopping it up. It was very strange. Right? It wasn't strange to us. Because we know each other and we know what direction we are going in. And what we do as the OMCs, as the 1%ers, is educate ourselves. And we have to start educating ourselves so we can push the education down. And what I tell people, there's a difference in being an OMC and a 1%er. There's levels to this. And I call myself an educator of the MC community. So what I do is I take the information that I have and I pass it on, and I guide people in the direction that they need to go in. So if people say they want to distance themselves from the OMCs, Chuck is my brother, and we're people that's approachable. So if you have any questions, anything, and I tell anybody, come to my clubhouse. Come, because that's where the education and the conversation and the best conversations are taking place at. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a clubhouse to where I'm gonna welcome you. I'm gonna welcome you. Don't come in here in fear, or I'm not going in there. I heard some bad things that happened in these clubhouses. I heard if you're a woman, don't go in there because they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. Man, let me tell you something about the Outlaw 1% Club. And no disrespect to anybody. Excuse my French. We don't take pussy, it's given to us. So the ladies out there, let's be fit friends in any one of our organizations. Because we're going to embrace you and we're going to welcome you in here. That stigma, please discard it.
Thank you.
Please discard it. So welcome to our organizations. And we can't go on saying that I dislike someone because of a patch on their back. Because of a patch on their back is why we're here. Just because we choose a different organization, that don't mean I have to dislike you. This is supposed to be a something we do that makes us smile and makes us get up on that arm and ride. Not kill each other. There's no purpose. There's no purpose. You know, me and this brother sat here, I ain't gonna tell you all the time, me and this brother sat here some days and people don't understand the pain we had to go through to have a conversation. Because the way we feel for each other is love. And then we got some turmoil between our two organizations. We have to find a way to channel that in a positive way so we can continue to conduct ourselves as leaders of our organizations. So, and I think we do a great job of that. So I just want to do something, and if Chuck don't mind, I want to get my brothers up here, and I want to get some Thunderbirds up here. I'm here to show you guys that this love is real.
Word up!
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Put my brother from Sin City in the middle here, please. Put my brother from Sin City in the middle. Put my brother from Sin City in the middle. This is love. Now this is what the Black OMCs in the United States are doing. We are embracing each other.
When they stood up, I had to stand up. I'm so short. I'm like, listen.
My name is Chuck. I'm the National Vice President of Thunderguard Nation. I gotta start from the beginning. Butter. So like 2005, we started Hot Commodities, right? And we still got my tap defense. So we was always in our area against wearing a patch, right? We didn't like what was going on, and our higher ups not in that area, we wasn't feeling it, right? So we always stayed to us. When I decided to move on, he stayed doing what he was doing. We always kept a tight knit, you know what I'm saying, kept in touch, then he moved his way, I moved my way. 11 of us started Thunderguards in New Jersey, and we just kept rocking the same way, right? Keeping the same values. But it was crazy, because one thing we realized was like, people we grew up with, we became enemies for no reason. Stop speaking, see people at the party, niggas stopped talking, right? And I'm a person that was, at that time, a part of the foundation. Me and Mac, if anybody knew Mac and Ghost Riders, was always tight. Even we fell apart. Walk, right there, he like the only one. Maybe a little bit more, but he always stayed the same with me. And I stayed the same here, so thank you, bro. So even me and Fu always together, you know what I'm saying? And we had problems, me and Fu would meet at diners, go places, and we'd meet like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fix this shit. So we got in certain seats, and we got in certain positions. We kept our oath that we had years ago. Yo, we're gonna bring this shit together. You know what I'm saying? Now it's here. Last week we just did one hell of a party in Harleyville, South Carolina.
Yes.
And it was so crazy because when I pulled up, the feds is out there. So I said, damn, bro, how long they been out here? He's like, yo, they been out here since this morning. So I go up to him, say, hey, how you doing? Introduce myself. So you want something to eat, some water or whatever? He's like, no. I said, listen, I want you to stay all day, right? Because you're gonna witness something you never seen before. And he witnessed something that he never seen before. When I seen a line of being so on one side, 30 guards on the other side, you seen over 100 bikes coming together, I'm looking at him like, yo, don't leave that. It ain't over, right? Yeah, we did that. Then when I seen Foxy there, it was amazing, right? And she was blown away, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying real quick, like this is just the beginning. Sin City's here. I know we get down Daytona this year, we're gonna fuck Second Ave up, bro. It's gonna be a fucking black ass.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring the set back. So that's what we're doing right now. You're gonna see a lot of power runs. I know Monk even cut our calendar in half because we want to do other things. You know what I'm saying? We want to come to y'all. You know what I'm saying? 317, we coming. Alright? You know what I'm saying? So we want to do other things and things like that. In May 11th, I'll be having my birthday party at their clubhouse.
That's what's up.
When I went there and I seen the compound, I was like, oh, I'm like, fool, I gotta have my party here. I'm from North. So I was like, well, I live in North now. So it was crazy because in North, on Hawthorne Ave, Outkast has a clubhouse. So when I became TG, I was no longer allowed in the clubhouse, right? But I stayed in that motherfucker when I was hot commanders, right? So I go in there and shit, like, yo, what's good? We got to get the truth, right? It's in the J. I would write to the bar, so I'm like, the bar, he's like, yo, what's up? I said, bro, the last time I was in here, I was choosing my motherfucking name in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find it. And they all laugh because they got this bar, you can chisel your shit in it. And I was trying to find it like all day. I didn't find it, but we laughed about it. You know what I'm saying? It brought back old days and we seen names on the walls. Certain people ain't here no more, but it felt good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even when we went to food club, he said, look around. So I look around, like, what's up? So my brothers here right now, they fed us so good, they was in the house asleep, bro. He said that mean they comfortable. Chuck, look at the comfortability. I mean, my bros is knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But it did, it looked good, it felt good, and we're here, we're gonna stay. And my nation knows this, right? You break this shit, you out. And that's per my number one. We're not tolerating that. That's per my number one. This is what he wants. This is what he feels. This is what it's about right now. And that's just it. It ain't hard, bro. If you don't like what's going on, that's good to do it. Or you will feel pain. Thank you.
Who break this? If they break this, I'm sorry, let's just say ass. You get what I'm saying? So we will not deviate from what my national president says. Like I say, I'm a follower. And I want to follow my leader. And we want to lead ourselves into greatness. That's what it is. All right.
There you go.
And one of the issues with Outkast in the Sin City Nation, all that happened in the past is gone. So go to Sin City party, go to Thunderbird party, go to Outkast party, and enjoy yourself. We have put our differences to the side. It was very hard, but we did it as a man.
Y'all heard it, party. So what we're gonna be doing this afternoon before we get into our afternoon sessions, of course you guys know we got the dynamics, we got to let y'all know where we going in 2025 and all that good stuff. But real talk, the president session, I want you guys to ask the hard questions. This is where, if there's something that you really, really want to know how we can affect change, or if there's things that you're seeing that there are issues with that these guys can help bring us together. If you're a leader of your club, we all know the patch is only about $5. But let's be leaders, and let's truly represent their president and vice president patch and hear what everybody has to say. They have some powerful information, but most importantly, let's not leave PROC 2024 with unanswered questions, those that we have up here, but we don't say from here, okay? Butter, where you at? Can I get my charity representatives to the stage, please? CE Stars. So every year, as you guys know, when you look at what you pay for your registration and you look at where we are in the economy, clearly this is not a money-making event for us as the PROC team. We bring this to you guys every year to benefit the community. We are in a JW Marriott. You guys probably have been to other conventions in convention centers. Marriott's is far less than this, and you probably paid about $300-400 just to go to the convention. But we still take a portion of your proceeds to ensure that we can support a local charity in the area that we're going. This year, we've chosen CE Stars. So I'm gonna give you guys some background on CE Stars, because you may be saying, okay, what is Foxy talking about? CE Stars is a non-for-profit organization founded in 2017, whose mission is to take a holistic approach to youth development. We all know our youth are our future. By using sports to engage the student athlete, while focusing on person before the performer. Their impact spans a diverse range of economic situations with a high percentage of underprivileged youth in the program. This year alone, they are incredibly grateful to provide opportunities to over 300 student athletes between the grades of 3 through 12 in the cities of Indianapolis, Detroit, Cincinnati, and Evansville. These include visits to college campuses, mentoring, and media exposure, all aimed at providing opportunities for college offers that may not have been accessible otherwise. Regardless of what professional goals they choose, CE Stars is a platform to assist with their development, and these opportunities are made possible through the support of dedicated professionals like you. They are thanking us for our partnership, meaning the PROC partnering with them to help ensure our student athletes are collectively evolving. And as we know, many of those that we're seeing perform at the highest capabilities in the sport do come from underprivileged areas. So on behalf of the PROC, we are going to be presenting CE Stars with a donation of $1,000 to continue their effort in the youth community. Our representative is stuck on the escalator, but I did want to say to you all, I know last year many of our clubs asked, what about it?
Thank you. So it's funny, every year people always ask me where we're going. They always want to pull me to the side. They want special privileges. And the first thing, are we going somewhere warm? I'm like, well, the PROC is an indoor event. We have heat indoors, and as long as you can get to the indoor environment, we're going to be good. So just get indoors, and we're going to be good. Operative word, indoors. So I get that, but my biggest thing is that we're trying to bring the bike community together. And to bring us together, sometimes we're going to have to go places that most of us may not want to go. So with that being said, it's like, damn, they got bikers here too. Let's go grab them and pull that love. So what we want to do when we come to places is actually leave an impression. And we want the local clubs to leave an impression with our patrons, so that when we leave, we want to leave this area in a good position, if not a better position. So if you have fooled with local clubs here that you probably wouldn't have fooled with because of the PROC, we want that love to continue. We're trying to do things where it's ongoing, you know, so it's not just this weekend, well, we good. So some of y'all may have forged relationships with clubs that you may have never seen before or never thought to even imagine, you know, fooling with, like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna come back to them. They are right with me. And that's the purpose of the PROC, is to bring people together. I also want to bring up this economy. And every year somebody asks me, yo, why don't we go here? Why don't we go there? And it's easy to say that. And it's probably easy to say that if you have, you know, liquid assets, you could just throw money everywhere. But in this economy, everything is sky high right now. Everything. Insurance, these venues have lost their minds. You know, I mean, we're in the JW, but trust and believe, we paid JW money to be here. So, being frank, yeah, this was a struggle for us, but look at this. I mean, just look around. This is beautiful right here. So it's like, with that being said, we gotta look at what's best financially for us as well as y'all. And we want to keep our costs low. And like Foxy says, if anybody actually goes to conferences for work or something like that, you are not spending less than $100 for anything similar to this. And you're not going to get no party. You're going to go in for a 2-day conference and you're going to go home. You might sit in the bar and drink a little bit, but you're going home. You're not getting food and all this extra. You're not getting all that for less than $100. So, you know, people hear that, oh, it's less than $100. I ain't going to that. But it's, as you can see, this is not just a bike party. This is a bike experience. And if nothing else, you get here and you can actually do nothing else but actually fellowship. That's worth its weight in gold. So, with that being said, you just want me to hear and get to that part? Somebody go live. Somebody go live. Somebody go live. Somebody go live. You say again? You want me to put out the... Oh, it's flip-flop. Oh, you know what? Let me bring that up as well. Yeah. We try our best to stay on our date, but when we go from one area to another, sometimes that hotel or hotels may not be able to accommodate. So we have fluctuated between the second weekend or the third weekend, and we apologize in advance for how we have worked this bike community, but we try to keep the product relevant and stay within those confines at that bare minimum. So with that being said, okay, hold on. We're gonna do something else first. We're gonna do this. All right, we're gonna do the sponsorship because we got people that they fool with us, and they fooled us either monetarily or in some shape or form or fashion. They help the PROC because they believe in the PROC. So we're gonna actually call up our let me grab these here. All of our sponsors. Can I get somebody to kind of bring these up one by one? Nah, I'm gonna do the sponsor right now. So let's start right here and work out with that. You say what? Yeah, so when we call you up, can you just come up on this side, get your plaque, and exit stage left, literally exit stage left. So. Indian and Polaris, we gratefully acknowledge you as our corporate sponsor. And recognition of the generous support and commitment to the MC Professional Convention. Indian been fooling with us hard for years. Black Girls Ride. Where you at? She coming. The infamous PT. Y'all don't know PT, y'all need to get to know PT. PT is a machine.
My homegirl.
She's fierce out here in these streets. Good people, real good people. And she came from California. I'll say something. People like, can we go to somewhere warm? And I say, at this point, the way this country is moving, the only guaranteed place that's going to be warm is going to be hell. So we're going to have to do PROC in hell. So some of y'all already got y'all tickets. I know I done seen them. Who am I to talk, right? But yeah, we try to give solid places that's going to work with us and work for the bike community. And we check into a lot of places on a regular basis. And if for some reason you have pulled me to the side and say, buddy, can we go here? I have looked into that place, or I may look into that place. And if it don't work for us, the location might be too small, or they may not have that weekend covered because they might have like a farming convention that weekend. I mean, it happens. So don't think I just overlooked you. I actually have people that have fallen out with me and don't talk to me because they think I don't want to do a PROC in their area. We here in Indianapolis, it's cold, it's snow, we made it here. Shout out to DJ Whip, by the way. So with that being said, and by the way, we try to wait at least 5 years before we double back on a place, just so we don't, beat it up. Yeah, so New Orleans, no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna be on the phone heavy when I go home to where I live at in Atlanta. We will be downtown Atlanta. So, as always, we put up early bird registration tickets. If you are used to the platform, we put up early bird registration tickets. So go ahead and get your ticket. If you know you're going, at least pay the discounted rate. And if you know you want your team in representation for the following year and you want to get one of these huge plaques that we just spent like $900 on, make sure you pre-register. Don't wait till the last minute, because it's going to be the same price with less stuff, or it may be more with less stuff. So get it done early. You won't be there.
So y'all heard it first. We're going back to the A. It's been actually 5 years. Y'all been asking us to come back to the A. I can say Atlanta is one of those areas that welcome us to come in. We don't have all the issues that we have. It is a challenge at times going into other cities. So if you want to have your city on the radar, get with us before we leave. We have done a thorough evaluation, but a lot of times the hotels or the convention centers that we need to work with, they're not as always biker friendly. Some of you have witnessed that here at the JW Marriott. Nobody wants to be paying money to be told to leave their area and go back to their room, when we know we are the family reunion. So we have to work with venues that allow us to operate as such. And y'all know we need all your meeting room space. So some of the hotels just don't have enough of that. So we will be going officially back to the A. And now Butter is in the A. And it's now officially time for lunchtime. So we're gonna do this quick prayer with Pastor E, and we're gonna go get some grub.
All right, so the general meeting is finally over. Y'all probably like, Zeke Dawg, man, that was a long meeting. If you'd have watched this far, man, I appreciate y'all wanting to learn more about the biker community, or if you're part of the biker community, I appreciate you wanting to look and see what's going on at the PROC, man. Appreciate y'all checking out these videos. Like, share, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell and join the Dawg team. So, until the next time, baby, keep it trucking.